Let me explain why the Attorney-General, Mark Dreyfus, must ensure that the Federal Anti-Corruption Commissioner, Paul Brereton, is criminally prosecuted. Otherwise, Dreyfus himself risks being prosecuted for abusing public trust. There was public outrage after the NACC decided to take no further action against the individuals responsible for the robo-debt fiasco. And now it's been revealed the Commissioner, Paul Brereton, had a conflict of interest that he didn't declare until after the decision-making process had been finalised. Brereton admitted that he made a mistake, saying, "Mistakes are always regrettable, but the most important thing is that they be put right." This is an astonishing and public admission by Brereton, so why hasn't he been prosecuted? Our jails are full of people who made a mistake. Why is it whenever judges or politicians or bureaucrats make a mistake, they're almost never held to account? But when an everyday person makes a mistake, we're prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Why do we go to jail for our mistakes, but they don't? Brereton's mistake was that he didn't declare a conflict of interest until right at the very end. He kept himself involved during the decision-making process and only opted out once the decision had been made. In my opinion, that wasn't a mistake. Brereton knew what he was doing. This was a deliberate attempt to pervert the course of justice, and I think most fair-minded people would agree. Brereton obviously knew about the conflict of interest because he declared it at the very end. So why didn't he declare it from the start? Why did he wait until the decision had been finalised? These are reasonable questions that Brereton should be required to answer in a court of law. We spoke to a lawyer who told us there is no world where a judge makes a mistake about a conflict of interest declaration. It's a fundamental principle of all judicial action. There is no question the Attorney-General must ensure Brereton answers to the courts. Otherwise, he undermines the public's trust in the justice system, which would make the Attorney-General liable to prosecution. You know, what I find infuriating is Brereton's brazenness. After he'd been found out, he just said, "Whoops, I made a mistake," and he fully expects that will be the end of it. The level of corruption is mind-boggling, right? Serious questions also have to be asked about why NACC Inspector Gail Furness claimed Brereton's wrongdoing wasn't intentional. That's bullshit, right? But we'll get to Furness later. She isn't going anywhere, and the evidence against her is on public record. For now, let's focus on Brereton and the Attorney-General. This prosecution is something that Mark Dreyfus needs to get done, and if he doesn't, then he should be prosecuted for eroding public trust in the judicial system. Let us know what you think in the comments, and if you want to help, it's easy. Just hit the follow or subscribe button, because together we're unstoppable.